Getting information to drivers whilst they're at high speed and in the heat of battle is a hugely important part of any session in Formula 1. So the visual aid of a flag is vital for warning drivers of any issues on track such as crashes, but also for letting them know the condition of the circuit, informing them of the status of the session they are competing in, or even giving them a warning or an order. So if you are new to F1 or fancy a bit of a refresher, here's our beginner's guide to F1 flags and their meanings. Let's start with the yellow flag. This is used to warn drivers of a hazard on or close to the track, but they have different meanings depending on how they are displayed or even the number of flags that are waved. The FIA Sporting Code says that if a single yellow flag is shown, drivers should reduce their speed, must not overtake, and be prepared to change direction as there is a hazard beside or partly on the track. However, if 2 yellow flags are waved, drivers must reduce their speed significantly, must again not overtake, and be prepared to change direction or even stop because there is a hazard wholly or partly blocking the track and or marshals working on or beside the track. If a driver is unable to prove that they have passed the area where the yellow flag or flags were waved at reduced speed, they can be penalised by the stewards. And during practice or qualifying, if a driver is on a hot lap, then they must show that they have not attempted to complete that time at the pace which they intended. A red flag is shown to inform the drivers that a session has been suspended. Once the flag is waved, drivers must immediately reduce their speed and return to the pit lane. Overtaking is understandably also strictly prohibited. Drivers are warned by the red flag to proceed with caution as they make their way back to the pits because the track could be wholly blocked or service vehicles may be on the track. If the flag is shown during a race, drivers will restart in the order they were in when the red flag was shown and at the point the FIA could last take an accurate reading of the running order. The red flag isn't just shown for incidents though and could also be triggered if the weather conditions mean the track is no longer deemed to be safe for the session to continue. As for the green flag, in short, that means go. It indicates that the track is clear and any incident that may have occurred has now been resolved and drivers can return to racing speed with the session resuming under normal conditions. During a race, the leaders will often come around to lap back markers and when that happens, the blue flag is waved. This is a clear instruction to the back markers that they must move aside and let the leaders or any car that is about to go one lap ahead of them past at the earliest opportunity. If a driver ignores 3 blue flags in succession, they do risk getting a penalty from race control. The flag is also used during practice and qualifying to let drivers know that another car is close behind and preparing to overtake if the driver in front is holding the other up. It will also be stationary if a driver is leaving the pit lane and another car is on track and approaching the pit exit. And if you'd like to know what Sebastian Vettel thinks about sometimes poor implementation of blue flags, then go and check out the 2016 Japanese Grand Prix. He wasn't best pleased. If a white flag is waved, it is warning drivers of a slow-moving vehicle, including recovery vehicles as well as F1 cars on the circuit. It is also used at the end of practice sessions when drivers stop on the grid to do their practice starts in preparation for the race. The yellow and red striped flag is often referred to as the oil flag or slippery surface flag in commentary, but it actually tells the drivers there is an upcoming change in track surface. It is most commonly used to warn of water or oil on track and indicates a drop in the level of grip and is used to help reduce the risk of a driver losing control of their car without the need for a full yellow flag. The black and white flag, or as it can be referred to, the driving standards flag, is divided into 2 diagonal sections, one section being black and the other white. Perhaps the phrase black and white flag gave that away, but anyway, the flag is used to warn drivers for unsportsmanlike behaviour, such as weaving on the straights, moving in the braking zone whilst defending, or forcing another driver off the track. It is something that is used at the discretion of race control, and if a driver does not change their conduct after being shown a flag, then the next course of action will be a penalty. You won't see this flag wave though, as it is held motionless and accompanied by the driver number to identify the recipient of the warning. The black and orange flag, sometimes jokingly referred to as the meatball flag, is an orange circle in the middle of an all-black background. It is used to inform a driver that their car has a mechanical issue that is likely to endanger themselves or others, such as bodywork hanging from the car, and if it is shown to a driver, then they must return to the pit lane at the end of the next lap, and if the team is able to fix the issue to a level race control deemed satisfactory, then they are free to rejoin the track and carry on. Just like the black and white flag, it will be accompanied by the number of the driver being informed of the issue when it is displayed. The black flag being shown is bad news for someone. If it is displayed to a driver, it means they are disqualified from the session and must return to the pits immediately. It is another one of those flags that is held stationary and accompanied by the number of the driver who is being removed from the session. Fortunately, though, we don't see it too often in F1. In fact, the last black flag shown was at the 2007 Canadian Grand Prix, where Felipe Massa and Giancarlo Fisichella were disqualified for leaving the pit lane when the red light was still on. Probably the most recognisable flag in motorsport is the checkered flag. It is waved at the finish line to indicate the end of a race or session, and that flag continues to be waved until every single one of the competing cars crosses the line. Once they have gone past the flag, drivers must slow to a safe speed and return to the pit lane. If you ever get the opportunity to wave the checkered flag, just don't wave it too early like Pele, Winnie Harlow, and quite a few others have done over the years. Many of the flags we've gone over are accompanied by light panels which were made mandatory in 2022. As well as displaying the colours of some of the flags such as a yellow or red flag, they can also be used to warn drivers of rain, inform them that a virtual or full safety car has been deployed, or even let them know when the pit lane is closed or whether a race restart following a red flag period will be standing or a rolling start.